Is it live on YouTube, or do you need to go to the YouTube dashboard to enable anything?
I have no idea. I am.
You might have to go to the YouTube dashboard and like enter
No, it's
the
online.
street. I don't see it in my notifications.
Subscriptions.
Nope, there we go. There we go. It's
Hey,
gone.
cool.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So I just got to open up Restream Chat because I'm going to be getting hit with questions from like 5 different channels at this point. Okay, solid. So
You're-
yeah, we are good. We've got 9 people watching from
Hey, we
YouTube,
got US
0 from
Airsoft in the
Twitch.
stream. What's up, dude?
Hey, cool. Okay, so
I'm watching the YouTube comments. You watch Twitch.
all right, no problem. So, how's it going, guys? I'm Ian from Gun Gamers. I am here with Eric, and we're gonna be doing another podcast. For those of you who don't
Apparently,
know,
my stream's frozen. I think my internet connection is fucked up here.
oh, that's not great. You know
Yeah,
about?
I think it's unfortunately, guys. I think Erie, where I'm at, my apartment complex, I think the internet traffic is high right now. So unfortunately, I might be frozen a lot of this. I hope my audio comes through fine.
Yeah, your audio's fine right now. Um, so neat thing. For a while we were doing our podcasts over on Twitch on my channel. However, I figured out how to multi-stream between my channel and Twitch. So here we are, or my channel and YouTube rather. So here we are. Cool stuff. Yeah, we're getting a solid 1 frame a minute
Yeah,
for
so
you,
now we're
Eric.
on YouTube too. So there we go. Now, obviously, I'm looking at where my face froze, and it's real fucking bad. So that's
Oh,
perfect.
hey, okay, you're back.
Oh, am I back? All
Yeah.
right, we'll see.
All right, so cool stuff. We're supposed to have LezzTrooper tonight. She is currently doing an emergency errand. She should be back around 8, give or take. I was going to delay it, but I figured we could just shoot the shit for a solid 20 minutes before she gets back and we hit the actual topics. Um, Mainly coronavirus 2, electric booga flu. Um,
Yeah,
we're all gonna die, so that's cool.
I'm gonna die hammered. This is a double margarita. So
All right, man. Well, you you get to work, and you're getting to work fast. Let's just make sure everything's good. Yeah, so everything's good. Yeah. So starting off, for those of you who are watching through YouTube and haven't really, seen the podcast since it was a Google Hangouts call that was done quarterly, welcome back. We're trying to make it a little bit.
quarterly. That's
Yeah,
generous.
dude, it was like biannually. It was rough.
Yeah.
But now we're here. So
Yeah,
good
here
stuff.
we
We're
are.
trying. It's a weekly thing at this point. Every week on Friday between around 7:30 Eastern and 10 o'clock Eastern, just due to Les's schedule because California time is rough. And we got people coming from Twitch. How's it going, Mean? How you doing? But yeah, at this point, we're just gonna kind of sit here, shoot the shit, and wait on Les to come back. Although we can cover a couple things, like LCT coming out with their Zenico line of AKs, which look really, really good.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty optimistic for those because obviously fitting a lot of that aftermarket Zenico furniture has been an issue. Who knows the next time anyone will actually be able to buy anything, but it's cool.
Yeah, you're. Oh, dude, I'm so sad, especially since there's been like, it's been what like. I remember talking to a guy who worked at Evic, and he's saying that their shipments are slowing way the fuck down. Just,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
it's
and plus the economic ramifications of this on the average purchasing power of most people. Airsoft is going to suck in 2020, boys. I hate to say it, but that's just reality.
it's gonna be great because you get to flex on the pores. There's just gonna be way more pores to flex on.
Everyone's going to be a poor is the problem. There's no
Someone,
flexing on pores. There's just pores.
yeah, exactly. Um, Spectre Edge series of AKs coming out today. Someone brought that up in chat. I've heard that they were coming out. I haven't really paid too much attention to the actual series of guns yet, but they look neat.
Dude, why is Garrett not in here?
That's a great question.
I see Garrett in the comments, or at
That's
least I
not
think
Garrett.
it's Garrett.
That's Ryan.
No, it's just someone else with like the exact name he used for his PSN.
Yeah, that's Ryan.
The Hellgast for life.
Is Hellgas for what? Oh, that is Eric. Oh, that is Garrett. Okay, I thought you were talking about Green Grenadier. No, that is Garrett. Garrett, where are you at? Why aren't you in here?
Let's get Garrett in here.
We definitely can. I just have to make a couple quick
Yeah, I want
edits
to
to
do
the actual
quarantine
UI.
drinking with Garrett. Come on.
Okay. No problem, no problem.
So pro tip for your margaritas, guys, if you want to balance them out deliciously, get some salt in there before you actually pour it in, because then you don't have to salt the rim, and put a little bit of agave syrup. Makes a great margarita.
I added Garrett, and I'm calling him right now, so he may or may not join. He's unavailable.
WebEx meeting. Ugh. None of us are working anymore. It's the apocalypse.
Well, some of us have to work from home. Also, Eric, didn't you hear everybody's getting $1,000? Obviously, you should be spending that on airsoft.
Dude, when I get $1,000, I'm gonna spend that shit on body armor. So.
Yeah, dude, get you some level 4 plates. Get you a Cry AVS.
I'm gonna spend it on $1,000 worth of Wendy's Frosties.
Of course, you gotta bulk purchase your Wendy's Frosties. Good stuff. I love that. I love that we put out like the information on.
Hey, peace out, Scott. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, take it easy, man. I love that we put it like the notifications out that I was going to be on Twitch on both the Facebook, the YouTube, and the Discord. We have a total of 3 people from the YouTube or 3 people on Twitch, and then just 19 people sporadically from YouTube.
Yeah, man, happens.
Happens to the best of us. Yeah, man. But you could buy yourself an AVS with that money. You can buy some really shitty nods with that money.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot you can do with that money. That might even help you if the world collapses.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, man.
There's a lot of really, really cool stuff going on in the world, man. I mean, other than Corona and the fact that most local airsoft fields are going to be closed for a extended period of time, especially like around opening season in our part of the world, which is really sad. I can see this definitely having a lot of repercussions on the airsoft market itself in terms of like stores closing down.
I think there's going to be some companies that don't make it. I know a lot of smaller shops operate at pretty thin margins, and not being able to do business is... I mean, for most small companies, that's a death sentence.
Yeah, it is. All right, let's fix this lighting real quick. Okay, yeah, man. I'm kind of worried about some of the local stores that we have around here. I'm not super worried about River City, but I could definitely see some of the other fields, like spread across Western New York and Southern New York, being in trouble due to the fact that, like, again, we're just coming out of winter, and this is right around opening season. So the fact that they can't get that initial burst of cash.
Went to shit. I'm not sure if that's. Yeah, I think your audio went to shit. I'm not sure if that's on everyone else's end, but it's on mine.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, something's wrong.
That's not great. Give me 1 second. Okay, I have now. Test.
It's fine on YouTube. All right, then. If it's
dude, I'm not like I'm worried about some of the smaller like shops, especially across Western New York. Like I said, opening day for airsoft is kind of where they get a lot of the influx of cash, just with those.
Tonight, Gavin.
I'm drinking a thermos of chalky milk.
I am drinking a margarita made the proper way with lime juice, Cointreau, getting into that. So it's good stuff. Man.
That is good stuff. Also, new plus of this, the fact that this automatically records the video and leaves the VOD up on YouTube, so I don't have to worry about having to fucking dump that shit onto the drive anymore.
Oh, dude, I don't have to do shit. That's amazing.
Yeah, but for those of you who...
The more lazy I could be, the better.
That is true. For those of you in the chat wondering where you can see the previous 7 podcasts that Eric got too lazy to upload, you can check them out on LezzTrooper's channel. She's not in the chat right now. Best airsoft guns under $200. We actually did a podcast on this specifically. If you want to spend not a lot of money on an airsoft loadout, step 1, SEMA AK. Step 2, Chi-Com chest rig. If you want extra mags like mid caps, Bulgarian 545 mid caps from SEMA. A battery, ideally a Titan battery, so you don't have to buy a second one. Maybe an Odin, and you're good. Obviously, you need like some iPro, so those 3M gasketed iPro are perfect. The one Tigris like balaclava face mask, also perfect. And then you're good. Like, you don't really need to buy a whole lot else. Other than BBs, but you can get those at your store.
Chicom rig straps are awful. I will agree with that. The Chicom rig is definitely a very limited product of its time, but they don't fucking break,
They
and
don't.
they're very cheap.
They're like $25. They don't break. They've got like three enormous like cells on them that you can throw mags. It's like what, like a double mag pouch in there.
Colton, we should all be at Saratov right now. Uh, can we just get an F in the chat for Milsim West, the Saratov insurgency? I was supposed to be there this weekend. I was gonna be running a bar. We were gonna have death metal karaoke. It was gonna be the shit.
Dude, I was excited to watch the YouTube the post or the post MSW AAR that came out on YouTube for that, but alas, it is not to be. And maybe I'll end up going to whenever Saratov is rescheduled for. That would be sweet.
Yeah. Now, that's the good part about it that someone mentioned is that, hopefully the reschedule lets people who wanted to go but couldn't go, but we'll see what happens.
Oh yeah. Uh, F in chat for the. Oh hey, we got Nate in the chat as well. Someone said maybe you can start doing reviews again. Maybe you can start doing reviews again with your extra time from not having to go to Saratov.
Yeah, right. I've been slacking on reviews. I've got a bunch of stuff I want to do reviews on, but you know what part of the problem with doing reviews is, honestly? Part of the problem with doing reviews is it's already hard enough to motivate myself to make a video because I'm a lazy piece of shit, right?
Yeah.
But then it's even harder when it's a review because I'm like, God damn it. No matter what I say, I'm going to get like some comments that are just really mad about whatever I said.
Like
Am
God
I
forbid
sure
it.
I want to do this?
Yeah, God forbid it's like a Lancer gun and you say anything good about it because you're gonna have 500 people come out of the woodwork and start screaming about the iPro scandal from what was it, like 2016, 2017?
I want to say that was 2017.
And so you're
But
gonna
yeah,
people.
no, it's yeah, no, that's the thing though. A lot of people have their own biases and their own opinions, and they will let you know. I don't mind that. It's just funny sometimes when some of the comments I read on some of our reviews are genuinely puzzling. There's a comment thread back when I had my old iteration of the House Gun Gamers YouTube channel that I ended up responding to a lot on my mid cap test, where someone was mad at me on my mid cap test because I said the airsoft systems mags weren't good because they didn't fit into anything. And this guy came at me saying, "Well, doing this test shows you have a lot of money, so like I can't take it seriously. I expect to have to make things work." And I'm like, "Okay, number 1, that's just a crazy assumption to make. And number 2, you expect to have to file a magazine down to make it fit in your gun?"
Yeah, that's really that's overboard, man. Not to mention the fact that airsoft system mags aren't they more expensive than like the Elite Force like mid caps, like the Elite
Yeah,
Force
they're more
plastic mid
expensive
caps?
than yeah, they were more expensive than some of the mags that I put in the winners bracket. And I'm like, I'm not being elitist. Like these mags just did better.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's a reason why PTS EPMs are like $18 a mag. It's because they're really, really good. It's just really good. It's also that's a really odd statement. Like Airsoft Systems isn't really necessarily a brand you know for making quality magazines.
Dude, Airsoft Systems isn't a brand that's known for making quality anything. The ASCU has been obsolete since the moment the BTC Spectre and the Gate Titan came out because they've never been able to make those things reliable. And then with their ASAR 15 they keep teasing, they've been teasing that since like 2014. Like release or don't.
What exactly is I this is before my time, I'm assuming, because I didn't start actually playing until like 2016. But is there anything special about it, or are they just like, oh, we're another company making an M4 at this point?
So the Airsoft Systems ASAR 15, it's almost more like a hybrid between a PTW and an AEG. It's kind
Okay.
of a new take on the ICS concept, and they came with an ASCU pre-installed. They came with a split gearbox and all this cool shit, and they had like CNC bodies, I think was another thing, but they kept on teasing it for like over 5 years, and now no one gives a shit, and they still haven't come out.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you have stuff on the market like the recoil shock system, you've got stuff on the market like that's been established and it's been out for years at this point. They've kind of lost their market, I'm guessing, with the fact that they have not released anything. Like, people say the same thing about Crytek when it comes to like the Origin 12 and how they've been waiting for it for years, but
Well,
Crytek also continuously
those
puts out products.
that situation I can understand because like you're basing it on a real gun that has had issues and hasn't gone to market. So like I get that. Like that's kind of a circumstance beyond their control. Are they going to put out a replica of a gun that doesn't exist?
Um, I mean, it's on the market. Like you can buy an Origin 12 if you don't live in a communist state like New York. But I do know that there
Is it on
have
the
been
market?
issues. Yeah, you can buy an Origin 12. Well, like not an airsoft one.
Oh, I might be thinking of the Osprey Mark 36 then.
Yeah, you
That
might
might be
think of
what
the
I'm thinking
Osprey.
of.
I'm thinking of the
Because
Fostech, like
that,
the 12 gauge.
yeah. No, the Osprey though, they promised to the release of that, and then the real company went under. So like,
Yeah, that's
although
kind of rough.
Crytek still makes the LVOA, and Warsport has been on business for like a year and a half.
That is true. Wait, have they?
Yeah, dude, Warsport got bought out by a competitor, and that competitor like destroyed all their shit.
As in just like completely just like got rid of the LVOAs? That's ridiculous. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, like just got rid of the LVOA, got rid of the Warsport brand. They just bought them out and then wrecked them.
That's ridiculous. Because I know that a lot of people, like, even though the LVOA was like a $3,000 rifle, a lot of people still liked their product.
Well, a lot of people just wanted to buy the fucking rail.
The rail is pretty sweet, although it's heavy as shit.
Hmm.
And it's like completely proprietary rail system as well, like actual like rail attachments.
Small. So someone in the YouTube chat said, well, "Let's get back to airsoft because I
Yeah.
totally derailed that conversation." Someone in the chat said, "Small Dill." He said, "Praise Judy and Marxist." So believe it or not, assuming Bad Blood still goes on, and assuming that I don't have any like family commitments that weekend, or that another game I committed to doesn't go, if Bad Blood goes on, I'm actually going Marxist this year.
Oh, so you've buried the hatchet and you're gonna be running with the Marxist boys.
Yeah, dude. No, me and Marxist Command. There was that whole thing that went down at Bad Blood 2018, if people remember, where like someone stole our flag and it was like this whole thing. No, no, no. Me and the dudes figured it out. I actually really fucking like those guys, and I'm gonna run with them at Bad Blood 2020, assuming it goes on.
Well, that's sweet, man. I mean, I might end up going to Bad Blood as well then, mainly
Yeah,
just due to the fact that I haven't actually been before, and I do like EMR.
yeah, dude. EMR is sick. I think
Yeah, can you
honestly,
play?
I think my attitude toward Bad Blood going in initially was wrong. I tried treating it like a milsim game, and it's not. Like it's a fucking arcade game. You go hang with your friends. You shoot a lot with like barely any restrictions,
You
and
bring an
whatever happens,
LMG,
happens.
you shitball for about 12 hours.
Yeah.
Is there a night game at Bad Blood? Because I might be tempted to go just for nods usage.
We ran the night game the 2 years we went, and I think someone else ran the night game in 2019, and I'm assuming they'll do the same thing in 2020.
Okay, solid. Hmm.
It's not like
Um.
a super involved thing, but like it happens.
Okay. Well, I mean, I might go just because like I haven't gotten to use my dual tubes at an event yet, and it makes me really really sad. Especially because like Corey and Lutz have more time using my dual tubes than I have using my dual tubes.
Yeah, dude, a lot of us have used your dual tubes more than you have.
Yeah, I know. It makes me very sad, and I'm ready to go to Bad Blood and change that. Um, yeah, so there's a couple interesting things coming out on the market. Like I said, the LCT Zenico line of AKs is probably the coolest thing due to the fact that one, it gives you a source of Zenico parts that are going to be a little bit more accessible than like the Zanimi ones and the Asura Dynamics ones that are just constantly out of stock. But also they seem to be going for like a pretty decent price. I know
Oh
like
shit,
the
Alphonse in the chat. What's up, Alphonse?
Oh, howdy, howdy.
Uh,
Yeah, man. I'm excited for
we should
the.
get Alphonse on one of these streams one time.
Eric, I definitely asked you to text him, and you never did.
Oh yeah, I totally didn't actually.
Yeah. So, Alphonse, if you want to come on at some point, feel free
Oh
to
my
shoot us a
god.
message. You bag of shit, Eric.
Dude, I can't be relied on for anything. You know this.
This is true. Um,
All right, Alphonse says please do. I'm down. All right, fuck yeah. Well, I guess
hell yeah,
that's
man.
that.
Alphonse, I know you were running the what were they? The DT. It was either PVS 31s or DTN VGs. Then he was flexing on me real hard because I don't have those cool person. What are they? Articulating nods. So jelly. All I have is the dope RNVGs from what was it? AB Night Vision. AB Night Vision sold to me by Dom Steele. What a man he is. Big fan of that guy.
Now, Dom is a real fucking good dude. From everything I've seen, I've never really interacted with him directly, but I've like talked. I think I've talked to him on social media like twice.
Yeah, cool guy.
Mostly, I just know him by proxy through like you and the conversation he had with Matt Hay briefly. Like he seems cool.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. I'm really sad that we never ended up getting that thing off the ground with
Yeah, that.
Matt.
Yeah. Oh well.
Where she
Um,
goes.
Small
Uh,
Dill says that we've talked before, and he wants me to let him fondle my PKM. Sure, yeah, all right. Everyone can fondle my PKM if they so desire. You just have to
that
ask politely.
that PKM is iconic. It's a dope fucking gun. Like the paint job itself is just fucking sweet. Nate did a
I
kick
can
ass
take
job on that.
no credit for that paint job. That paint job is sick.
That paint job is all Nate, and it's fucking awesome. I'm so happy with how that came out, even though I'm not even the one running it. Like, it's fucking dope.
Yeah, dude, LMGs are just the best. Let's be honest. You know what? That's what LCTs come out with is PKM parts. Is having a good source for PK parts that are
Hmm.
like LCT quality would be fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they come out with a P. I know they have a RPD and they have an M60. I can see a PKM doing rather well. You know, from LCT, the only issue you're gonna run into is it's probably gonna be like fucking $1,100 or something ridiculous.
Um, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to keep up with the chat. Oh, Pookie asks, what are you going to do with your spare MSW tickets since Saratov Insurgency is shut down? Well, I'm going to really fucking hope that the rescheduled date is a date that I can make. And then I'm going to definitely make use of that 30% discount on my next Milsim West ticket
Hell yeah.
because, yeah, because I'm really, really looking forward to the next time I can get some Milsim West in now. I'm fucking itching. It's been since November.
Okay. Shit, man, I would be. Oh man, I haven't been to one since like. When was Saratov one? What was that?
That was
September of
September
2018.
2018. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're a fucking scrub, dude. It's been like 2 years almost for you.
Well, I mean, I went on like a 6 month MSW tour, which was great. That was excellent. You know, the pyro
Yeah.
was so realistic.
Jesus
Shit was so
Christ.
fucking loud. But yeah, man, I'm excited to. I'm excited and probably end up going to whatever the next Force on Force they have going on is on the East Coast. Although I do need to go as militia, because militia best.
Actually, so Colton said, Eric, why did you buy the SEMA RPK over the LCT? Funny story. Corey has it half right. Most recently, I had an LCT RPK, but I did have a SEMA RPK in like 2012, 2013. I think I got rid of it in like 2014.
Okay.
So I used to have a SEMA RPK, and then I had an LCT RPK. And the reason I would say to buy a SEMA RPK over the LCT is honestly because, in terms of overall quality, I think the SEMA is just as good. The LCT is more sturdy technically, it's got more high quality components and finishing, but the SEMA is fine, and you don't usually have to fuck with a SEMA out of the box unless it comes shooting hot. Whereas LCTs, a lot of times, need help with the hop up and sometimes some other things.
Okay. So Tactical Sheep asked, "What do you guys think of the new tag and smoke round that came out?" There's not really a whole lot of area within a tag and shell to fit, area to burn shit. This isn't the Twitch chat, but I don't think it's gonna be super effective unless you launch a lot of them and there's some wind because I don't know, man. I can't see that being a super useful. Even real 40 mil smoke ain't super effective. You need like actual M18 smoke grenades to make a wall. So you're better off with just standard smoke grenades and the
Yeah, the
tag
40
in.
millimeter launchable smoke grenades have never done great for me. Small Dill says, Eric, I'll DM you who I am, but keep me anonymous, please. Yeah, I'm not gonna fucking dox anybody. Like, this
Nah,
isn't
man.
my first day on the internet.
Oh, you did say my full name on a podcast one time, so there's no guarantees on that, Eric.
Yeah, well, you're an idiot, so
Oh yeah, that was my fault.
yeah, totally your fault.
um, do. What do we think about that tag in mortar? Tag in mortar looks cool, not as cool as a strike art mortar. I'm really sad that we couldn't get that into the country. But tag in mortar is a great alternative, although it's gonna
The
be
tag and mortar
pro-
does look sick. And I know Tom from Emsato is one of the North American tag-in dealers, so you could order it through him and then pick it up from him at an event. So that'd be pretty sick. That's a good arrangement.
Yeah, is Battle of the Depot 2 canceled as well? I'd assume so, because that's like late April.
I don't know. Tom's probably gonna hold off on canceling that just yet. I know a lot of people in April and May are like hoping to ride it out and hoping it gets better.
Yeah, and there's also been a lot of people who have been kind of calling for like these events to stay open, which my personal opinion is dumb as fuck. Because the last thing we need is just vast swaths of idiots on a field getting infected. But I wouldn't be surprised if you see like one or two events stay open. Although I know New York just like there's like what 100% of non-essential business
Dude,
is to be.
New York has put the total kibosh on all public gatherings, and all businesses that are non-essential. Like, I don't think New York State is going to be a good place for airsoft for maybe a month.
Oh yeah, no, I don't see any airsoft being done for like the next month. I mean, I know that like my family's worried about it, and I'm probably not leaving the house for like the next week and a half. So,
Yeah,
uh,
Jesus.
it's gonna be an interesting couple weeks, man. I'm just gonna be larping in my basement with my nods on. I don't know. I know. So California's done it. Connecticut, Pennsylvania, and New York have all locked down non-essentials. I'm wondering if that. Oh shit! Is Evic open then? I'm assuming Evic's gonna be closed.
Evic has said that their stuff is going to be delayed.
Okay, I'm assuming that's because they can't ship anything out right now. Well, that's rough.
Um, so CP Sway, I don't know how he wants me to pronounce this. He says this was much more entertaining with Amy, and you became YouTube. I'm assuming it means and before you became YouTube famous. Well, Amy is taking a break from airsoft right now, and if you count 20,000 subscribers as YouTube famous,
You've got a
I don't
low
know what.
bar.
Yeah, that's a low bar.
Yeah, Eric being YouTube famous is like calling fucking. I don't know, man. You're a Z-list YouTube celebrity in a very niche market.
Dude, I don't think I'm on the alphabet.
True. You're on like the Roman elf. You're beta list fucking
Yeah.
YouTube celebrity.
I'm like the thing you have to press shift for on a keyboard, like a weird obscure thing.
Uh, so we also have Twitch chat. No, you're an influencer. You're not famous. There we go. Also,
Right,
someone
I'm
was
an
saying that
influencer. That's the best fucking term ever.
Doomsday Airsoft is still doing Homeland 3 on April 4th. I'd be surprised. I don't I don't know about that, Chief. I'd be surprised if they actually host it, and if they do, they're they may run into some issues depending on what state they're doing it in. Um, yeah, you're basically the Tom Brady personal assistant of Airsoft. There we go. Although fuck Tom Brady, he's going to the Bucks now, so Bills are new big dogs in the AFC East. But I'm not gonna stick on that subject for too long.
Yeah, we'll see if there's any big dogs in the AFC East this year.
It's gonna be the Bills. Go Bills! It's Super Bowl this year. It's gonna happen. Um, ba, 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 ba. It's 10 times what it was when you had the best shot show coverage in 2016. That's fair. That is fair. Because
Dude,
what were you at in 2016? You were at like 4 or 5 thousand.
yeah, no, when we were in 2016, we had I think we were at like under 1,000 going into Shot 2016, if I remember
Oh fuck.
correctly. We were real small because we started in the summer of 2015. You know what happened though, honestly, is Shot Show this year. Like I look at Shot Show this year, and I'm glad I didn't go because SHOT Show genuinely does not. There's nothing exciting airsoft at SHOT Show anymore. The industry has slowed to a crawl with real innovation. Like there
I
was a
haven't
lot
seen
of shit
anything
to talk
cool
about in
come out.
2016.
Yeah, I mean, even 2017 as well, because I know, was the Vector 2017 or 2018? Because I know it was announced
That was
2017.
2017, I think, that had the Vector, and we had the first video on it. We rushed home from the Crytek party to go publish our video on the Vector.
And that's got like tens of thousands of views at this point. But
Yeah, it's one of our highly viewed videos.
yeah, I mean, it's kind of surprising to see how kind of fall SHOT Show has fallen, or how far the airsoft innovation scene has fallen, considering the fact that like you've had the Vector, you've had the MP7, you've had a lot of really cool
You know what
designs.
I think the problem is? A lot of it gets revealed at overseas shows now. So by the time it
Like
hits SHOT
IWA,
Show,
yeah.
yeah, IWA is huge. There's the Moai Hobby Show,
Is that
and when
Taiwan?
you, I want to say that's Taiwan,
Also, one second.
and those are the big shows that airsoft companies reveal shit at now. So now a lot of the SHOT Show reveals are just, oh, well, we're going to be importing this, but you've already seen it elsewhere. Because like ever since Airsoftology moved to Taiwan, he's been covering those shows, and now stuff that comes to SHOT Show, with the exception of like PTS's announcement, that there's been like nothing really to go over that hasn't been shown elsewhere.
That's fair. Also, ignore me. I'm just fixing my lighting because it's irritating the shit out of me. 1 second.
Yep.
That made it worse. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Jack O'Neill SG1 says, so I think I'm a little late to the party, but here in Europe, basically all airsoft events have been canceled or postponed. Yeah, I believe it. I think that's where we're going to run into. So, Ian, Garrett wants a link to join the podcast.
All right, 1 sec. I'll add him to the call. Give him. Make sure he's on Skype.
Does he have Skype? Garrett, do you have Skype?
Well, he was on one of the most recent podcasts for the nods, so yes. I'm adding him to the call right now.
All right.
Wash your hands. Yeah, everybody, wash your fucking hands. Like, I know that airsofters are a bunch of dirty motherfuckers. It says he's unavailable.
God damn it. I asked him if he has Skype open. I hope he's looking. Yeah, I just want to comment how disturbing it is when I go to the grocery store and all the TP is gone. All the hand sanitizer is gone. All the ingredients to make your own hand sanitizer are gone. But there's still soap on the shelves.
Yeah, that's gross. Like, wash your fucking hands,
disgusting.
people. The problem is that there's so many gross, like, airsofters that smell like expired deli meat that I'm kind of starting to accept that as a standard. It's like, Jesus Christ, people, wash your hands.
Do you want to hear the funniest goddamn thing ever?
Sure.
So, one of the TF330 gunslinger guys is running an event at Sector 7, and part of a medic rule that he pitched is that you have to use a breath mint.
Nice. Yeah,
because he's like, yeah, you know, halitosis is a widespread problem in the airsoft community, so I want to do my part with my event to fight it.
That's fucking awesome.
You are fucking amazing. I love this.
It's like, all right, new medic rule. We're going to have a bunch of mini mouthwashes. You have to drink an entire bottle of water, and then you have to use one of the mini mouthwashes to make sure you don't smell like shit. Here's a roll-on deodorant as well. You know, that'd be great. Honestly, that'd be excellent. It'd be a fresh change of pace to smell like Old Spice and like minty breath, as opposed to just, like I said, expired deli meat and dying animals.
So Alex H asks, do you think it will be safe enough for BB Softy in a couple weeks, even with coronavirus? I've been planning to go to Balhack in early April. Dude,
I don't know.
I'm not an epidemiologist, so take my opinion with the prerequisite mountain of salt. But given the way things are tracking, I don't think we're going to have any airsoft for a solid month. I think April airsoft is going to be a write-off, and we're going to be lucky if May. And you know the main reason why? The main reason why, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, everyone's overreacting to the flu. This is bullshit, yada, yada. I know that's a thing that a lot of people have been saying. But the reason these events are being canceled isn't even necessarily because the virus is a high risk to the attendees. The reason is because the insurance liability of running an event in the middle of an epidemic outbreak, whether, people want to recognize it as that or not, the insurance companies be like, well, if people get injured or if someone's grandma dies because they contracted COVID-19 at your event, that's going to be a ridiculous level of liability. And thus it's going to be a ridiculous level of insurance cost if the insurance will even extend the coverage.
Yeah,
I think that's the main reason we're going to see events be canceled.
Yeah. Backyard airsoft is always an option, but don't get shot by the police if you do, because we've already had one incident in New York recently with an airsofter in public. We don't need another one. That guy's dumb as shit, by the way. Oh my god. Everybody press F in chat for that guy's ability to own any sort of firearms or have any sort of credibility whatsoever in, the future.
I feel bad for that guy, actually. And this is maybe I'm being a little too sympathetic, but I don't think that dude. I'm not saying he made a smart choice. He didn't. He made a really dumb choice. But I think a lot of people want to crucify him when deep down we know a lot of us have done equally as dumb shit.
Oh yeah.
We just were lucky enough not to get caught.
Oh yeah. No, I can agree with that. Oh, is Garrett here?
Yeah, I just joined.
All right, we got Garrett. Okay, cool.
Do we have Garrett on video?
Should.
Okay, 1 second then. We're just gonna have Garrett take Kaylee's spot for a bit while she's out.
Skype apparently locked my account, so that was fun.
Rip.
Hey, there we go. Okay, well, Garrett, welcome to the shitball.
Hi, friends.
So I'm assuming you're working from home at this point as well.
No.
What?
I'm trying to actually open Skype so I can fucking get Garrett's video feed, but it's not letting me.
You can see it on the podcast.
Yeah, but then I have to keep the stream live, and that's sapping my internet.
I wonder if it's because I'm using it through the web.
No. I'm just gonna hold on. I'm just gonna launch Skype, and I'll be able to do it from there. All right, cool. I did it. I did the thing. Now we can continue, and it will be great. Didn't interrupt the flow at all. No one even noticed.
What I miss?
Talking about the new Zenitco line of, or the LCT line of Zenit AKs.
You have tried to start this as the topic 4 times,
dude.
And I've derailed it every time.
Yeah, you have.
Just let it go.
Just let it go. Dude, I'm so excited for it, and everyone's just shitting on my happiness, you fucking asshole.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah. What is a
Seymour
good thing
Butts,
to... Go ahead.
Seymour Butts says Garrett's my favorite gun gamer. You know what, Seymour? He's mine too.
I'm glad somebody likes me.
He's everybody's favorite gun gamer. He's our favorite. He's the favorite in everybody's heart. Bring this down here.
You know what we should talk about?
But I'm not the gun gamer the heart deserves. The one that I talked about in the chat?
Yeah, dude. Also, that full beard suits you. That's fucking sick.
Yeah, that works for you, man.
Just laziness more than anything.
Dude, that's fucking sick.
It's the apocalypse now.
Yeah. So what's your upcoming BB Soft video project? Because I'm sure people are gonna be very interested.
So what I've been collecting for the last couple of months, I think at this point, is different samples of BBs with the attempt to try and figure out what kind of consistency is available in the same bottle of BBs. Because as we all know, in real firearms, the ammunition that you put through it tends to affect the accuracy. In firearms is a little bit more subtle and minute.
As opposed to airsoft, where it's fucking everything.
Right, but then you also have hop up and stuff too. But I always just ask the question, like, the bottle says 0.25 or 32 or whatever. Is it actually that weight? And if so, is the diameter have any type of correlation to what it weighs? I have a couple of theories that I'm going to be putting to the test, but I got a gram scale used to measure firearm powders, like when you're doing reloading, and
Okay.
I've got a 4 decimal place digital micrometer to be able to measure the diameter. And
You're
it
really
does
going
metric
hard in
and
that.
English.
Okay.
And then there's a couple other things I've done, and I don't want to
You have a
give away too
calendar
much.
too, yeah, but you don't give it all away.
I'm not
Just
going to give it all
know.
away. I have my own hypotheses, and I've talked to a couple other people about it, so I'm curious to see what the results are going to be. I'll definitely show like this is what the testing method is, but I'm not going to show me testing every single BB because I think I'm something up to like 500 BBs.
I just want everyone to know this video idea has been kicking around since like 2018.
It
And
hasn't been that long, has it?
Oh
yeah, it
yeah, it
has,
has.
dude. At SHOT Show 2018, you were talking to people about getting tools to do this test.
Don't you mean 19?
We didn't go to 2019.
No, we didn't go to
Or did we?
2020.
Oh no, we did go to 2019. Never mind, never mind. But it was before SHOT Show that you were
It
talking
was
about doing
before.
this.
It was
So
before
late
Shot Show.
2018.
So yeah, so this is like a year of now. Granted, I've also had a lot of stuff going on outside of this and work and things like that, so I haven't had the chance to really like buckle down and do it. But now that we are in quarantine, it seems it's
Yeah,
most
There's not really a
appropriate.
whole lot to do. Yeah.
This would give me an opportunity, at least to catch up. Like I'm not gonna go out and buy every single brand and bottle and whatnot. I've just collected samples from what we have. But
Yeah.
the idea being that if people have stuff available and they want to find out kind of what it is, then I'm putting my testing method out there for people. So that way, if they want to try it themselves and see what they can come up with,
Should we
more
get
than happy to
Lane
do
on
that.
here? Because Lane's in the chat.
I mean, I have space. I can.
Dude, let's do it. Let's get Lane on here.
All right.
Lane, do you have Skype?
Lane, message me your Skype on Facebook.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a Friday night. I had no work today because like things were shit, and I'm already pretty tipsy. This is gonna be a bad fucking night. So I hope everyone watching is buckled in.
Good
I
lord.
took off today because we were originally going to go to Saratov.
Yes, Lane,
Yeah.
you can join midstream.
So Tactical Sheep is asking, what do you guys think should be the most standard thing in AEGs beside Deans and MOSFETs? It depends on the gun, but
I would
Deans?
say quality control.
yeah.
Fuck everything else. Just please, dear God, give me an AEG company that ships correct 100% of the time.
Do you know what I have to add?
What's
Motor
that?
connectors. GMP still uses the screw-in type. I would love for them
Ooh.
to use the slide-in ones.
Yeah, the plug-in type. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but they're the only one. Like, I don't feel like that's enough
that
of
doesn't
an outlier that you have to specify.
Just saying, it's annoying.
Someone says precocking. I don't know about that because
I don't
that's
know
gonna.
about that.
Yeah, at precocking and active.
That precocking is pretty overrated.
On semi-auto, it's fucking awesome, but
Maybe, I don't know. Here's the thing. I'm kind of a simpleton when it comes to airsoft guns. Like, if it cycles as fast as I can pull the trigger, it's fucking fine.
yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like all this precocking and all this shit. I'm sounding like a boomer right now. I know. Get off my lawn, you fucking kids. But
I will outpace my GMP with a Titan battery in it.
yeah, like there's
Yeah.
a certain
On semi.
point- yeah, there's a certain point where, well, no, I have the opposite problem. Like my Crytac with a Gate Titan, I know, right? Like the fucking meme combo, but I cannot fucking outrun that with my trigger finger, and I don't have precocking enabled or anything. So to me, that's fine. Like the precocking, I think just adds enough stress that I don't think it's really worth it.
Well, you're also using optical sensing too.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I think that's the big. Well, and I have the Warfet from Gate that I'm going to try out and see if that does me a little bit better compared to like just stock GMP wiring. I
Yeah,
need to
it
restart
will.
it.
It will. I mean, having used like even the Leviathan, like a micro switch trigger, it still outruns me. And I've got those pro gamer move fucking trigger
But
fingers.
see, that's the thing is the GMP still standard trigger contacts.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm curious to see if having the MOSFET be able to dump the energy directly into the motor with using trigger contacts acting as a micro switch, which I believe is a set of it turns it into a set of contactors as opposed to being the ones driving the current.
Yeah, it
Okay.
basically just means that the trigger sends the signal to cycle the gun rather than sending the current to cycle the gun.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm curious to see if that's gonna work. Which I have to take that gun apart, but also resisting the urge to not just run out and pin and weld my new 14.5-inch upper.
All right, so I've got some morbid curiosity from a YouTube comment here. Paul B says, Eric, Max ME Pro is starting to drive me nuts. That's all right. What's the problem you're having with it? Because I use the Max ME hop ups and I have really good luck with them consistently. So I'm curious what the issue is. But in the meantime, while he types that out, people are saying the Warfet is better than the Gate Titan. And I haven't used the Warfet, but the concept seems sound. It's a more old school type of MOSFET, and the Gate Titan is a more contained thing that you can't really get at unless you open the gearbox. But I like the optical trigger, honestly. I think that that's a cool feature, and I like it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying the Warfet out, so
It should be
you guys can
interesting
try
to
it once
see.
I get it. Well, and I'm
Yeah.
doing
We
the
should do a
2-wire
direct
install.
comparison.
I'm not doing the straight plug-in install. I'm doing the 2-wire install.
Yeah. You're doing the normal like old school MOSFET style install.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Tactical
So
Sheep brings
it'll
up
be interesting.
a good point as well. He wants everything to be standard fucking 14 millimeter negative, as opposed to like the 5 or 6 brands out there, including GNP, that use 14 millimeter positive, like
True.
Or 12.
or
I've seen
12.
millimeter.
I've seen
Okay.
16 millimeter. I've seen 24 millimeter.
So
Well,
Paul B
24
says,
is standard for
AKs.
545 AKs. That's not going to change.
Yeah.
I'd rather have that than always have like if you put 14 millimeter underneath, whatever, I don't care. I like having the 24 because it's correct for what the AKs are.
Yeah.
And yeah, Matt, the LCTs are 24 millimeter when it's appropriate. So Eric, Paul B says, Eric, I've been having feeding issues, been throwing parts at and having random feeding issues. Weird. I would say, is it in a configuration of your gun that wasn't having feeding issues with other hop-ups? And if it wasn't having feeding issues with other hop-ups, then I would actually message Max directly. They're very responsive to that type of stuff. It's possible you got a lemon because, like I was just saying, airsoft and quality control is always interesting. But I know that the Max units especially, like they have a lot of new features that they integrate with each new run. So message them directly, and maybe they can help you out. And if they need to, they'll probably send you a new unit.
I mean, the first thing that I come up with when someone has feeding issues, I would check the tappet plate or the air nozzle if those have been replaced in addition to the Max hop.
Yeah. Because I know that
also contributes.
Plus the nozzle length and the way the bucking fits in the hop up can change things sometimes. There's all kinds of weird shit. It's airsoft.
Also, there's like 3 or 4 different versions of the M4 variant of the Max hop up. You've got like the TI, the TE, the ME, and the MI, I want to say. So there's always a chance you could have bought the wrong one for your gun.
No, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I just throw Crytek hop-ups and everything now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Garrett, so I has potato. Garrett is generally a GBB user, but he has recently converted to the dark side with at least one AEG because those work more often in more weather.
Garrett, don't you have like 25 guns or something ridiculous?
Well, I've actually been trimming down. I sold the FNX.
Yep.
I sold... What else did I sell? I'm trying to sell my KJW Glock. I've pared down. I don't think I have 24 anymore. If you count all my grenade launchers, I have 24. But But
Oh,
I also have an
okay.
18 RPG and a bazooka, so
You got a lot of ordnance. That's what we're going
I
with. Yeah.
I do. I'm very popular with the World War II guys because I have the one bazooka that actually shoots a projectile.
That is pretty sweet, I'm not gonna lie.
I well, I was hoping to get my next tank kill this year, but they postponed the event that I was going to until September, October, I think.
Garrett
Yeah.
out here flexing with tank kills. Okay, Jesus Christ.
Well, it's technically
So
not a tank. It's technically an assault gun, but
and then
What is it, the
details.
Stug? The tank
Potato.
destroyer? Yeah.
Stug 3.
Ooh, ooh. I love it so much.
Jesus. And then Eyes Potato says, no HPA for the gun gamers. And I actually just bought my first HPA engine.
Yeah, it was what, the
I
N7
bought,
Milsim for like
yeah,
$100 or something?
yeah, I bought a Redline N7 Milsim for a single Benjamin from Alex of Omega because he wanted to sell it and I wanted to buy it and he gave me a super bro price.
What the
I'm gonna be
fuck
in,
is with you getting ridiculous deals on literally everything? I'm so furious, but I'm so happy
dude,
for
I'm
you
a
because
very
HPA.
patient man.
This is true.
So I actually am going to be installing that in my classic Army M4 just as soon as I get one of the Polar Star CGS stocks. Because my idea of how I want HPA to work is that I buy. Now listen to this and tell me if this doesn't sound like an excellent fucking setup for like a Milsim West game. Because Polar Star is coming out with the refillable CO2 cartridges,
Oh, I'm so
and you
excited.
can fill them from 20-ounce paintball tanks. So take a 20-ounce paintball tank to Dick's Sporting Goods, get it filled, fill your rechargeable canisters, and have 2 of those. So you've got 500 or 600 shots in each of those, and you go through that on a patrol at a Milsim West game, come back to your ruck, refill with the 20-ounce, and you've got totally self-contained CO2 power that you can refill probably for more than you'll go through as a semi-automatic locked rifleman for the weekend.
Eric, do you
That's
want
like
a bottle? I have like 4 20-ounce bottles. I don't need all of them.
fucking if you're getting rid of one, sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
let
I
me
got
know.
the one. I got them for dirt cheap, and then actually a guy's like, "Hey, I have this, but I don't know, I can't use it, so I'm just gonna give it to you." So I'm like, "Okay, I'll find a place for it." So yeah, I've got an extra 20-ounce
That's amazing.
tanks.
Oh my god. Wait, are those the like the fiberglass woven ones? Or are they like
No,
actual like
they're aluminum or steel, one of the two. So they're gonna be
Okay.
heavy, but
I mean, you're rucking a ton of
free
shit
is
in there
cheaper.
anyway. Yeah, free is
Yeah,
cheaper
free is
than
better
yeah.
than nothing.
That's true. I'm kind of pissed that USPS has been delaying my package because I'm supposed to get that G-Gar that's integrated with my fucking rucksack at some point. It's in the mail right now, and it's continuously being delayed, and I'm furious. I
I
just
got
want
a
to.
G11,
So
a
so
Wilcox G11.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about like an HK. I'm like, where did you get this crowd space magic from?
No, I wish.
so pay me no mind in the chat says he's played with the Omega guys. They're in his neck of the woods. Now, there's 2 Omegas I should clarify. There's 2 Omegas I know of. There's Omega Squad Airsoft, which is a team in Pennsylvania, and then there's Survive Omega, Omega Productions. That's the event promoter that puts on post-apocalyptic events. Those guys are the ones I'm talking about right now. I know the guys from Omega Squad too. They're good dudes, but right now I'm very specifically referring to Omega Productions.
True. I'm
Um,
just getting the thing set up for Lane whenever he decides to get in here.
okay, so Paul B says he has a Matrix flat hop bucking in the max hop up unit. So yeah, try swapping out the bucking because buckings can definitely cause feeding issues.
They
Um,
can, yeah.
yeah, especially if the quality control isn't all there. And then Alex H is looking for PTS Magpul licensed ERG mags. Check PTS's website, dude. I know Evic has them in stock right now and they're not shipping, but check PTS's ptssyndicate.us site.
For
That
Magpul?
site, well, they still have the Magpul license for the ERG mags, or at least as far as I know, a lot of retailers still sell them.
Okay. Because I know that you can still find them out there. It's just not exactly the easiest things to get your hands on.
They will
Well, they're
eventually
the
dry out,
ER.
but I think they're
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 the
different
ERG
too.
mags, not the
Oh, for
AEG
KWA.
mags.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know the
because they have
recoil
the
shock ones, like there's some company in Japan that has like a stock of them that they got from somewhere and they're selling them for like $50 a fucking mag. So I'm a little upset about that, but yeah, I mean, if you can find them, find them.
Spud Bean is in the comments asking, would you recommend the Lancer Tactical Gen 2 M4 or a G&G Combat Machine more for a beginner? I would say the Combat Machine of the two is the one that I would trust the quality control on more. But honestly, I would go with like a SEMA AK over both in terms of overall value for money.
Yeah,
yeah.
Team AK Chicom.
If you don't have to have an M4, then the Sima AKs are going to be a better bang for your buck. But if you absolutely want an M4, yeah, the G&G.
I also want to declare a new rule for the rest of this stream. We do not talk about beginner gun recommendations because every fucking airsoft stream, every airsoft chat always gets flooded with those.
Yeah.
And it's always the same guns.
Yeah.
If you want one, SEMA AK, Combat Machine, or a Lancer, it's fine. They will all serve you fine in the beginning of like fucking playing airsoft.
Remember the days when you bought a classic army and it was a coin toss as to whether it would work?
No, I don't, because I started playing in 2016.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I was privileged. I'm a new kid.
Yeah, you
I'm so
were.
privileged. My first gun was a VFC Scar H, and that's because I did no research whatsoever. That was a bad choice. I got an Ares Amoeba that I had one game out of. I didn't know how hop-ups worked, and then I took it apart and never put it back together, and it's still in pieces, strewn around various storage containers in my house.
So you know who's in the chat right now? Is Team Rush or Die Airsoft. So, Team Rush or Die, I don't know if you guys noticed, but in my gameplay video I uploaded recently, I have your sticker on my Odin. I think it's visible in parts of that video.
Hell yeah.
So, shout out to the Team Rush or Die guys. He asks, we catching you out at the SS Airsoft 10-year when it comes back around? And honestly, man, the answer is like a soft maybe. The main reason just because I traveled way too much for Airsoft last year. So I wanted to cut back on travel events for this year, and the SS 10 year at first was one of the casualties. I'm like, all right, I don't know if I want to hop on a plane and go to Georgia and do all this when I almost got burned out on Airsoft from traveling too much last year. But now I'm going to be stuck at home because New York State is basically shut the fuck down. So when the new date for SS gets announced, I might be like, yeah, I want to fucking go. Anything to get out of the house. So we'll see what happens.
I gotta find my camera.
I don't actually have a camera to shoot videos with. I just use my webcam, and that's the only reason why I end up doing the podcast, because I want to create some sort of content.
I think I mailed Garrett my old camera back when he first joined Gun Gamers.
Hell yeah.
I still have it.
Nice.
I changed the memory card and it's been working ever since.
Yeah, that was how I got Garrett to start making videos. I literally mailed him my old camcorder.
Because I was like, oh no, my camera died. And Eric's just like, just take this one. It gives me an excuse to buy a DSLR or whatever you use.
Well, I had upgraded at that point. I had bought like a new camera, and then I mailed you that one because it was just sitting around collecting dust. I was using it for nothing.
Yeah.
So
Because
tactical.
the one...
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the one that I was using, like the file format was weird, and every time you tried to edit videos, you'd have to convert them like 3 times before you could actually even edit them.
I had that issue. I had that issue with the podcast where like initially it was only recording in like FLV, which is like Flash video, and I can't do shit with that. So I needed to initially, I needed to convert it to M4V, and then from M4V to MP4. But M4V to MP4 is a pain in the ass because it's like it has Apple DRM built into it.
All right, I need to get another beer. I'll be right back.
Go for it. Tactical Sheep. This is actually a good thing for you, Garrett. He was bringing up that you could. He was wondering if you can use the refillable CO2s with a tag-in launcher. Maybe.
Yeah, probably.
I
don't see. As long as it's the size of a 12 gram.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't see. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't see as much
I
utility out of 12 grams as I do out of 33 grams when it comes to refillable cartridges.
I mean, the problem is that all the tagging, like if you the ML36 runs off of 12 grams,
Yeah.
and
I'm,
the tag 015 also runs off of the 12 grams. I've thought about maybe trying to make a conversion that allows you to use 33s.
what, like from like just adding a UGS as a buttstock or something like that?
No, not that way, because Taggin already has a standalone conversion that allows you to run a 13 ounce
Oh, okay.
HPA bottle, and that's kind of their best solution right now. But the problem is that that doesn't work for mounted if
Okay.
you're underslung. I want to kind of develop something that gets more capacity without. Um, I don't know. I'm still playing with the idea right now.
Yeah. I don't know. I've always wanted to get
Because
into the tag-in side of things, but like I've been holding out hope that Strike Heart's going to come to the U.S. at some point in the next year, at any given time that I think about it, and then I realize
the
that's
and
it's
this is actually another thing. This gives me an excuse to review the tag in ML36 as
yeah.
well.
Well, you're loving the
Um,
ML36, I know that.
the the one game that I got to use it last year, it was an absolute. It really changed the way that a grenadier can operate.
Yeah.
I went through a ton of CO2. I think I was almost out. I had 5 cartridges left, and I brought like 20 with me on the field.
Jesus.
But I was also throwing every chalk round I had
That's fair. So
because I
someone
was
brought
at.
up, okay, yeah, someone was saying that he would buy one, but not for $700. And one thing you got to keep in mind with grenadiers is that like you're spending that same amount over time on the grenades alone.
Well, and here's my argument, and I'm gonna say this in the video too. But like, if you think about it this way, because Joe and I talked about this as well, you either spend the 700 and whatever dollars on the complete launcher. The launcher itself comes with 5 of the casings if you buy the ML36.
Yeah.
And honestly, I bought like 24 extra and I didn't need anywhere near that much. Like you could probably run with the 5 and be plenty happy
Yeah.
with those 5. But if you're going to spend that kind of money on something like that, you either spend it complete on the launcher or you buy 7 to 8 regular tag and shells to use in whatever launcher you already have,
And then you got to
or
refill
or
them.
or if you have to buy them, yes, then you have to get a refilling charger and everything like that. So by the time you get all the infrastructure ready to be able to not use that, you've already spent the kind of money.
Plus, you have the issue of having to reload them, having to prep them. You'll occasionally blow
Yeah.
out
The
seals. I know you had issues at Saratov where you were like down a couple of shells due to like
Oh,
just
and
fucking.
even when I do World War II events with the bazooka, I had to rebuild tag and shells in the field, and we only did like a 3 to 5 hour skirm. Like it
Okay.
wasn't even that long, and I only had so many working shells. I had to rebuild them while I was out on the field. It just wasn't. I mean, it wasn't ideal. And after dealing with that for so long, I was so glad I bought the ML36 because it takes a lot of that away. And the ML36 actually comes with a seal kit as well. So like out of the box, the only difference between it is you're putting the money up front as opposed to spending it over time.
Yeah. So Land's gonna be in like the next 5 to 10 minutes. He's just getting his alcohol ready.
All right, I just messaged him on Facebook. He's
Awesome.
downloading. He's downloading Skype because he didn't have it.
You could do it through the browser.
So, I as Potato asked Eric, "Do you fly to many games?" And I actually flew to 2 games last year, but that was the first time. Like
Well, that was
I
what Revenant and SS Airsoft.
yeah, the SS Airsoft 9 year and Revenant I flew to, but both times I actually didn't bring my gun on the airplane. To SS Airsoft, I shipped all of my gun stuff so
Okay.
that I wouldn't have to check a bag, and then to Revenant, Matthew was coming down. The guy in the chat who goes by Yak My Vino, he was coming down, and he graciously loaned me a mare's leg so I didn't have to bring a gun. So I flew Southwest, and I just had my ruck and my overnight bag as my 2 checked bags.
Okay. One of the issues that I've run into recently about wanting to fly to games is one. I mean, you're going to be spending a couple hundred extra dollars on like a game up front just due to the fucking travel costs and hotels. But another issue you run into is oftentimes you can't really bring nods with you because if your nods go through an X-ray, at least when I was coming back from Afghanistan, one of the issues we ran into is that a lot of the guys who were coming back were bringing nods with them, and you can't put that through an X-ray, at least the 14s that you're issued, because they'll burn out the tubes.
Even with
So
that, because it excites the photons.
Yeah.
Because it's radiation.
Yeah, engineer stuff. Woo!
Yeah, listen, man, I don't know how that shit works. All I know is I ain't spending that money.
I mean, that's basically what it's doing. The radiation is exciting the photons.
I'm getting excited just hearing about it.
Ooh, science talk.
Drunk Eric likes science talk. Someone in the chat asked Gen 2 versus Gen 3 Cries. My answer is neither. Beyond. I'm not impressed with Cry's durability when you actually have to spend your own money on them.
Here's the pro play. What you do is you end up going and getting those Beyond the Beyond K5 pants in either Tiger Stripe or Desert Tiger Stripe, and then you end up getting Wild Bill to make you one of those fucking Cry knee pad adapter kit, or like fucking not adapter kits, but like knee pad pockets you can sew on.
It is basically an adapter kit.
It's an adapter kit, and then you sew those on, and then you look Gucci as fuck because they're Beyond pants with Cry knee pads. I have to sew mine on at some point in the next coming days, but I'll figure out how to use a sewing machine.
You haven't done that yet.
No, I haven't.
Beyond
I haven't.
A9U pants. So.
Beyond makes some really, really nice shit. They do. They just don't make any of that stuff in Tiger Stripe or Vietnam Tiger Stripe.
Yeah, that's true. The A9Us are only available in multicam and woodland, but like God's plaid, so.
That's true. They don't do it in DCU either, which is a fucking affront to Christ himself. So, or, excuse me, affront to Judy. So we should all be upset at them for not using
Praise
DCU.
Judy.
Praise Judy. Judy praises. Why Cry, Claw Gear, or Helicon are better quality? Having used both Claw Gear and Helicon, I cannot agree with that. I've used Cries before, and then I've used Helicon and Claw Gear. There's a distinct difference. Claw Gear makes nice shit, but it's still not Cry quality.
Yeah, and I don't even think Cry is that great. So, put that on the totem pole where you see
fit. They're great when you have a supply line behind you willing to pay.
They're great when you have infinite money.
Yeah, exactly. When you work in special operations.
Don't do squats.
Yeah, or if you don't do squats. Yeah, no, honestly, fucking Claw Gear is good stuff, though, so if any of you are wondering about Claw Gear, go ahead and give them a shot. It's like $80 for a pair of pants, but they are nice. Except for you, Eric, because your thighs are thick, and they do run kind of tight.
Rip. So I Has Potato asked, any tips for not dying of boredom while driving? Blaring metal, I assume, is one cure. Blaring metal is the cure.
Especially just the Doom soundtrack. Eric, have you gotten Doom Eternal yet, or no?
Dude, I was playing Doom Eternal before hopping on here. It's fucking awesome. How's
the soundtrack?
Well, I was gonna say it's really awesome, and the free game that came with it too is very nice.
Does it come with a soundtrack or like a soundtrack disc or no? Because that would have been dope.
The soundtrack isn't ready yet. Mick Gordon is still working on the soundtrack mixes to like release.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
But yeah, Doom Eternal is sick. Definitely buy that. It's a really good game.
Oh, and just backtracking really quick, the longest shot that I've ever taken with a grenade launcher was done with an ML36.
Oh, it was so sweet.
Did you get that message
from Lane?
Yeah,
I'm getting him in right now. Dope. I add him to the conversation. I'm calling him. Lane, get your fucking ass in here.
Right?
Hey, there we go.
I am here.
Holy shit. Now it's a fucking internet celebrity bro down.
Wait, hang on a second.
Are we
Guys,
is that start a YouTube beef tonight?
Dude, we're going to have so much YouTube beef tonight.
That sounds great.
We never did our April Fool's idea.
No, and we won't be able to now because if you go outside, apparently you die. So
Right? Fuck. Oh, that was such a good idea, though.
there's always next year. If we make
just save it for next
Assuming
year.
no one sees this stream.
No, a lot more people are going to see this stream than every other stream we've done, so that's cool.
Oh man, yeah. So
Fuck.
if you guys don't know, Eric and I actually hate each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we've hated each other for a very long time. We burned each other's patches at one point.
We did. I still have the photos from that day.
Oh my god, that was so great.
I'm getting your video set up right now, Lane.
All right. I was looking at it I was listening a minute ago. What was the overall consensus between G2 and G3 combat pants?
Neither.
To buy Beyond.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like the G2s are better than the G3s, but like.
Well, the G3s are just cheaper to make. That's
Yeah,
why they ended up
but,
switching
like,
over to the G3s.
I thought the G3s incorporated more stretch material, and as a result, the stretch material is not as durable, but it allows more mobility. So it's a trade-off between mobility and like durability.
The
So-
A2s are also baggier, which some people like.
They are. One thing to keep in mind from like a pure special operations perspective, the more positions that you can get into, the better. The more maneuverable that you can be, the better, and the more mobility you have, the better. If you
Well, that's why
burn through a pair of these every mission you do, who gives a fuck? You can just get hella more. You can spend,
Yeah,
the
buy more.
$300
Stop being
each
poor.
one.
Well,
Yeah, exactly.
that's why the G4s are now all elastic material, I think, or at least a hybrid elastic material. They're much more form-fitting.
It's like a pair of
Anyway.
yoga pants for tactical.
You nerds have been nerding out about this for like 10 minutes while Kaylee joined the call. So
Oh,
I sit and I wait quietly until the nerding
Kaylee, you
is
could have
complete.
said something fun.
honestly,
No,
I was
that's all
just
good.
watching your face and like the just disdain that I could read through the screen that was delicious. It was great. That's how I look every time Garrett and Ian are talking too.
Yeah, I mean,
Ian and I have
you
this
guys get to do your
connection.
thing.
Yeah, of just being fucking nerds.
Is that what happens when you spend that much money on airsoft?
Yeah, I'm just that good.
Exactly what happens.
God,
Sorry, I don't have anything
I
that's
could
a
just-
4-digit price tag yet.
I don't even have a vagina, but I feel repelled.
I've been silenced. That's what happens.
Ian
my
Ian
whole
may
life.
have some of the nicest dual tubes ever, but I have more tubes than he does. I have 5 tubes.
Yeah, but they're Gen 2. They don't fucking count.
I have a Gen 3 tube. It's just not in a housing yet.
Cool.
Does that really count?
Pardon me, what was that, you fucking poor?
Damn,
Oh,
such nods.
I still believe though the our conversation about the pores is the one that matters.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what the fuck you like. If poor is not a statement of financial situation, it's what you do with the money you have.
Poor in
Yes.
judgment, not
I
necessarily.
thought
poor in
you
finance.
were going to say it's a state of mind.
Yeah, it's just a state of mind. Do you know how many loans
is,
you can
actually.
take out even with shitty credit? It's just a state of mind.
I mean, you always have a
Crippling
house or
happiness.
something. Just use that as leverage. Get
You ever put a lien on your house to get GPNVGs?
You ever kidnap a family member and sell their kidneys?
You ever
I was very tempted
Sean
on those
drank Bailey's
Anvis
out of a
10s.
shoe. Oh, dude, those Anvis 10s look sick. Only 13 grand? What a fucking steal.
Exactly.
Only.
Only.
Oh,
I don't need
13
my
grand
car.
for quad
My
tubes?
car isn't
Exactly.
worth that much.
Well, Lane, how much is a kidney really worth to you? I mean, you get drunker if you don't have
To me
them, too.
personally, like,
Yeah.
do you have more than one?
I
Yeah,
do have
there's.
more than one, yeah.
Oh, then it's okay.
Yeah.
I can live without one.
You
Do
can
you
live without-
not?
I
Do
just
you
have
not
to-
have 2?
I just have to hang out with Eric less, but
Yeah. You need to maintain that so you can end up selling one off at some point in the future.
Thomas Hoffman says, Eric, I smell a new Tactical Wizard episode. Fuck, man, I do need to make a new Tactical Wizard. I had one that was supposed to come out around Christmas, but no one could make their schedules available, so we couldn't get the cast needed.
Eric,
Yeah.
you couldn't even be there for the Christmas party, could you?
Dude, nobody could be there for the like. We had a Tactical Wizard Christmas Carol written. I shit you people not.
I'm so
we had
sad
a
it didn't come
Tactical
out.
Wizard Christmas Carol, and it was fucking amazing.
Was there any death growling that would take place?
I mean, the Tactical Wizard's voice is basically a death growl, so.
Fair.
I actually have had comments on Tactical Wizard videos being like, you would be a great metal vocalist. And I'm like, yeah, that's basically what I'm doing that whole video.
Hell yeah.
The worst part is with everything that's been going on, you still can't even do it.
Right? Fuck.
Yeah. I could have done one for St.
really,
Patrick's Day and just been really hammered, but
what I want to do is I want to try to film the remaining scenes this year and have it ready for next Christmas. And it'll like look weird because everyone will be like a year older, but that's fine.
Someone has like strangely enormous facial hair growth in between like the 3 seconds of fucking footage difference. Yeah.
Well, because I was still recovering from my Ceratov facial hair, so I barely had a beard. So then, like, I'll have a longer beard all of a sudden, and like that's just gonna have to be okay.
Someone's inexplicably fatter. Like, Fat Eric has returned.
Yeah, probably me, I was going to say.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Yeah.
I mean, it'll be fine for
Eric
you.
Used to be fat as fuck. Like, if you visited Eric 4 years ago and knocked on his refrigerator door, a family of hams would answer.
Ham best, though.
Yeah, it was real bad.
It was... I mean, it was... You were jolly, man, and that made for some great memes, especially on the Discord.
Oh, dude, there are some great Discord memes. Should we post a Discord link? I think someone earlier was asking about if we had a Discord.
Yeah, so if you're watching right now, you can go to the Twitch channel that we're also streaming at, and there's a Discord link down there. I'm just too lazy to fucking go find the Discord link. I will post it.
Hold on, I'll post a Discord link in the chat. And we don't really advertise this Discord heavily just to like keep the numbers down so it doesn't become a fucking shit fest.
You're just trying to keep the Spurgs out.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, sometimes airsofters can be a lot to deal with. So this link expires in 1 day. Have fun.
Only sometimes.
Dude, like I said, most airsofters smell like fucking expired deli meat, so you're really taking a chance with
God,
who you
dude.
add,
Oh, wow, what a great analogy, Ian.
Dude, they're gross. They are gross.
And you know what I realized? It's okay if you do that Tactical Wizard video now and air it in a couple of months, because Ian and I still won't be able to grow any facial hairs, so we'll look exactly the same.
Yeah, you guys will look exactly the same.
Matt Lutz's baby face is still gonna be the same.
I don't think I've shaved in like 3 or 4 days, honestly. So I know I'll just look exactly the same.
Follow Draxler.
This is what I think this is 5 days.
It's beautiful.
That's
Of not.
This is.
But I also I had it
yeah,
trimmed.
not 5 days.
I had it trimmed, but like now it's
Truly
now
beautiful, Garrett.
Thank you.
If
I
only
put
there
on the
wasn't social distancing.
I put on the best hobo for you.
Thank you.
Speaking of Tactical Wizard, did you guys like my short that I put on Instagram and Facebook?
Oh, your Booga Flu special? Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Oh god. I wonder how many of like the hardcore Boogaloo boys saw that and didn't realize I was making fun of them.
Probably most.
I was gonna say probably all of them.
There are a lot of Borthers who are sitting at their computer in like a Condor Mop C, a fucking AR-500 militia helmet with a XD-40 and a Serpa holster on their side. Who are just like, yeah, that's what I want to do.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah.
Hell
Ready
yeah,
to go, brother. Stay prepared, brother. Gotta train.
Honestly, instead of the XD, I was expecting you to say like a PSA AR-15, but I mean,
yeah.
No. The XD is way more Borther than PSA.
Like an M&P Shield in 380.
Dude, you guys are giving the Borders way too much credit. You know these motherfuckers are rocking Kimber. They spent
points.
Yeah, they spent their whole
Kimber
tax
high
return
points.
on a fucking Kimber, and it doesn't
Thanks
work.
for the subscription, Draxler. Yeah, no, I mean, when it's like a what? Like, they're only running 230 grain ball. Like, they can't afford hollow point.
Seymour.
But
The hollow point wouldn't work.
Well, it's got 45 ACP's got natural stopping power.
Well, even the natural stopping power of a 45 ACP eclipses all of the modern loadings of 9mm, especially, hollow point 147 grain, which is truly, I mean, if we're going to be honest, superior to... I fucking hate 45 ACP borders. I'm getting riled up now.
Dude, even the 125 grain NATO loadings are perfectly fine.
Yeah, they are. What, the plus P ball? Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's ball, but there are a lot of people that are not breathing because of that.
Yeah, here's the hilarious part that people bring up that people don't really realize that, like, they're like, oh, why are you running 5.56? It's not going to immediately drop somebody. It's like, well, getting shot really sucks. And it's more than likely going to take you out of the fight. It's not like you're going to be, like, taken around to the shoulder and just returning fire with the other hand. Like, no, you're going to go down and be in enormous pain. So you're not going to be returning fire.
Yak Vino says, my 1911 is the best handgun ever. And I disagree, and you know why I disagree, Matt. You know why I disagree.
I didn't realize they had the internet 100 years ago when that gun was
the single action army. This is the greatest handgun ever made. Brother. I love reloading in the middle of a battle.
Brother, it has been too long. We need John Boland in here as well. Oh my god.
Oh my god, he does the best fucking Solid Snake. It's so perfect.
Colonel, I'm trying to sneak around, but the dummy thick clap of my cheeks keeps alerting the guards.
You fucked it up, but alright, it still worked.
Yeah. The fact that who's the guy who did it?
David Hayter.
David Hayter actually did that just makes me giggle every time I see that video.
Dude, David Hayter is a fucking bro. I think my favorite video is him and Ego Raptor quoting Metal Gear Awesome back and forth at each other. That was the fucking greatest moment.
Dude, that was fucking hilarious, yeah.
Shane O'Quinn asks, what are your guys' opinions on using slick plate carriers like the LBT Slick with various rigs like the old school guys used to do it? And my opinion on that is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, it's still a perfectly viable strategy if that's the look or the kit you want to go for.
Yeah, so if go ahead.
I was going to say, the only difference between that and what we do today is we've just taken out the straps that go across your shoulders and are just using the plate carrier straps.
Yeah,
that's really the only difference.
If you look at like the most hype beast plate carrier setup right now, it's a Spiritus LV119, which is a slick plate carrier setup with their chest rig just velcroed and buckled into the plate carrier. So, like Garrett said, the only real difference is the lack of straps. Like, there's like using a flick over an IBA or an IOTV is still something that happens all the fucking time in the Army. Although it's like the tap system now, which I disapprove of that. I don't like it as much as the flick. The flick is great.
Yeah, I mean, I get as airsofters, I feel like Swift Clip's just better. Not to say that like throwing like an LBT rig over an LBT plate carrier would be bad or whatever, but like, why not just use like a Spiritus Systems, anything with Swift Clip, because you're going to get that same modularity. And to me, it's a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? It stays in place how I want it to, better than having all those, all those straps, plus like a backpack possibly, or the sling on my rifle. I just like having it clipped in right on the chest, so I don't need to worry about it going anywhere.
I'm actually surprised at how stable a lot of that old stuff does, because like when I do the OIF impression stuff, I've got a Molly 2 OTV, and I put the LBV88 stuff over top of it.
Yeah.
And it stays in place.
So that's granted, what, like the Interceptor armor, and then like one of the fucking old school, like just after the Alice rig?
Yes.
Okay.
It replaced the M67, but it was before like Molly 2.
Yeah.
Like the OTV still has the Molly on it, but a lot of that stuff wasn't necessarily available quite yet, so a lot of people were still using like late 80s designed equipment over top of it. And once you get everything adjusted right, it stays in place. It's just the fact that, like, okay, if you want to take all your gear off, first you got to take your pack off. Then you have to take this off. Then you have to take the armor off.
I think the Swift Clip system really was more of a simplification than anything else. I mean, it does offer the additional stability, but I do think in terms of like looking at gear design evolution, as plate carriers became the standard and people were running chest rigs over plate carriers, obviously, just put the fucking clips on the plate carrier and then you can just eliminate straps. But does it still work? Absolutely.
Oh, I just realized something. Kaylee, Lane. Kaylee, this is the BB Warrior. He's everyone's favorite wholesome degenerate airsoft influencer.
Awesome.
Is that the title now?
Yes. Lane, this is Kaylee, everybody's favorite airsoft lesbian fuck machine.
I guess.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to know. Kaylee, so you've been pretty quiet this fucking entire time. How's your life changed with coronavirus?
Well, I can't leave my house, so there's that. I went out actually today to just bring something to my parents, and there's no one out there, man. It's crazy. I went out like
Hill.
Yeah, it's like, was it Friday on a freaking like rush hour? Basically, it was I think 5-ish or something. So should be like rush hour traffic, people coming home from work, empty freeway, just
This
like
is the worst apocalypse ever.
crazy, dude.
No fun at all.
Where's my Mad Max Dreadnought tanker truck?
Dude, where's my doof wagon? Which is
Why
like
is
that truck
TP
in
the
Fury
currency?
Road.
This is bullshit.
It's that truck. In...
Saving all those bottle caps for nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
All that
exactly.
drinking for nothing.
Well, I saw a YouTube video that taught me how to make moonshine out of toilet paper, so that's cool.
Dude, I'm not going to have to worry
Do
about
it.
resorting to making moonshine for a fucking minute because
You are
I have
not.
so much
So
alcohol.
much-
Liquor stores are still essential here, so
Dude,
Yeah,
they know,
in PA
they know
they're still that way too.
They're
Or no.
still essential. That makes me so happy.
I'm sorry, the beer is still essential. The liquor is closed down.
how does your state suck but it's also great at the same time?
Dude, Pennsylvania is the fucking worst. Like, fuck you and your whole state.
Cool. Sure, you got cool ARs, but you can't go
I was
out
gonna
and buy
say because I have
liquors and
normal
essentials.
ARs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Fuck
pretty
you
much
and
the
your
only thing
ARs.
going for your state.
Real talk, if you added like Bacardi 151 to aloe vera, could you make yourself some hand sanitizer out of that?
Alcohol over 70% will kill germs.
Okay.
But you want to use Everclear 190 if possible, because Bacardi 151 is a rum, so it's going to be a little sweeter and possibly sticky, whereas Everclear 190 is a 95% pure alcohol grain spirit, totally neutral. So you will be able to use that without any worries of like stickiness or odor.
That was the soberest scientific advice I've ever seen.
Dude, I am not sober.
Some alcohol advice. Why
It's that,
even put it in
it's that
aloe?
radio voice.
I am
calms me.
so drunk right now. It is great.
Yeah, I haven't
I
had
was-
anything to drink tonight except for my chocolate milk, and it's been.
Dude, I've had like
Okay.
You've got the
4
face for chocolate
espresso
milk.
martinis.
Dude, I love chocolate milk. It's great.
Eric,
So
what are you
excited
drinking
for milk.
tonight?
Right now, I'm drinking Goose Island IPA, but I was drinking a double margarita I had made, and before that, I was experimenting with different twists on the espresso martini.
Eric, I don't know if you saw this in chat, but
That's-
Dan told us that for $50, David Hayter will say anything you want on Cameo.
We talked about this at the Hee Haw weekend. You were probably too drunk to remember, as most of us were.
Yeah.
But
I wasn't, sadly.
Yeah, Lane, the fact that you didn't show up is a goddamn travesty.
Okay, I was gonna meet up with someone in Binghamton so he could drive the other 3 hours of the trip, and he decided not to go last minute.
Okay. Well, feel
I
free
think
to
my
call him out
favorite-
on the chat.
I think my favorite part of that weekend was that I got to see the Acacia strain, and they just had to cancel the whole rest of their tour. So I wouldn't have been able to catch them when they came to Syracuse.
I think my favorite part of that weekend, because I couldn't see the Acacia strain after I blacked the fuck out in the middle of the fucking crowd, was probably listening to John Voland just say things like Solid Snake. If you watch the most recent YouTube video on the channel, you'll know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, dude, watch that game. I'm actually really proud of that gameplay video. It's got its problems. Like, I'm going to address those in future iterations, but overall, I'm very proud of that format. Stuart Robinson says Eric is attempting to get girl drink drunk. Dude, espresso martinis are just fucking delicious. I don't
They
care
are.
what gender connotation they have. I'm fucking 6'3", 270 pounds. You want to come at me about drinking girl drinks? I don't care. I will drink it while making direct eye contact and smiling the whole time because it's fucking delicious.
Can you roast my drink choice for tonight, Eric?
What is your drink choice?
I have Stoli and Dr. Pepper because this was my spring break, so I used up all the good mixers, and this is all I have left.
Holy fuck. That is the most
Desperate.
college combination I've ever heard in my
Stoli
life.
and
I was-
Dr. Pepper.
I was thinking more of like the 16-year-old who snuck into their parents' liquor cabinet, but yeah.
You have the
No,
face
that
for
also
that too.
Oh, I
Oh,
absolutely
Garrett,
do.
fuck off.
You would 100% look like that, yeah.
Garrett, you have the face of a 39-year-old insurance adjuster. Hop off.
Hey. Don't talk to Kyle like that.
The difference is I like Kyle. Oh, what did you? My name is Lane. I'm trying to get drunk, but I also have no taste. Yeah, that's about correct, Matt.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh my god.
Someone's
you
asking
know
about
what,
a specific loadout in the chat. What do you think of a PC with a mini mag on the back and a mini mag on the front for an LMG HPA loadout? If you want to be a GMR hype beast, go ahead. That works.
gonna
but
say,
you're gonna
that's
spend,
what-
it's like $700 worth of like pouches alone.
No,
Jesus Christ.
hold on. I'm just gonna say right now, regardless of whatever the fuck anyone wants to say about GMR, the mini mag is an amazingly designed pack.
Oh, it's sick. But
Oh,
it's
I
also
actually-
like $300.
I fucking love the mini mag. It is expensive, but there's nothing else like it. Like that to me, if nothing else, is the piece of GMR gear that actually justifies the price tag because literally there are no good competitors
No, that's
for
true.
exactly what it does.
The mini mag's a pretty sizable piece too. Like it's not.
It's got a good capacity for fitting in the footprint of a plate carrier.
Yeah.
And they're just neat, like you said, Eric. Nothing else does that like that does. I think it looks a little bit goofy having both, but like if it works, it works. And it's also pretty accurate militia loadout apparently. But
Yeah, I think the back one, like just having the back one, makes more sense than having one on the front. I'm a bigger fan of having like a more dedicated slimline pouch setup on the front than I've seen like the mini map and mini mag front setups. I don't really think those are particularly practical, for my opinion. But I would say having the mini mag on the back like is totally fucking worth it.
I like I don't think it's something that I would enjoy, but I get it because like I realize that I never lay down in airsoft, but a lot of the guys that I've talked to that are running like chop down stoner LMGs, things like that, with it on both sides, the way that they run it makes sense to me. So like, I get it, but again, it's $700, and I just can't justify that for myself.
Mhm.
But they're cool.
I just like being able to go prone when I have an MG.
I rarely run an MG, so I don't really get that experience, but I
That's
definitely
fair.
see the advantage in having that.
I know GMR doctrine doesn't really prioritize going prone very often, but I do like the flexibility overall.
Because you
What's
can't
their
go
system
fast.
called? What is it, Cole?
Yeah, their Cole system. I actually did some studying on that to like try to have an understanding of their strategy for the last DFE. But their system, like if you really look at it, is very much about breaking airsoft down to its gamiest elements and building a system based on real world tactics on how to do that for airsoft. It's really interesting.
Someone made a great point in fucking chat. Kaylee's face says it all when you're talking about GMR.
I just don't like GMR that much, so I don't
Yeah.
really see the appeal or anything
No,
about it.
I mean, that's fair. They're a very divisive type of thing. Like you
The-
either
the
like
worst
them
thing-
or you hate them.
I was gonna say the worst thing about GMR is the fan base. Oftentimes, the people that's not, and I'm not saying like as just a broad sweeping thing, but just the experiences that I've dealt with that, like the shit talking that happens on the internet. A lot of people that defend GMR for one reason or another are very. They don't put out a good image for themselves.
They're fucking toxic.
I think what's interesting is how opposite that is from my experiences with like Ronan himself and some of the
Yes.
actual GMR
Yeah.
Prime members. I know, like, obviously these guys have courted their own controversy over the years from a lot of things, but my personal run-ins with Ronan over the last couple of years have always been overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah,
But,
the core people on the team are great, but it's those like 17-year-olds that post rap lyrics with anything that they post on Instagram. Those are the kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair.
Lane, that's the most
I don't
accurate
know,
way of
but,
describing it. Yeah.
But I'm sure. I mean, obviously, everyone's got their own opinions, and this is one of those topics that really, like, everyone has an opinion. It's interesting to watch.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to watch. Yeah, Ronan was super nice at DFE. My only interactions with him have been at Saratov, and he seemed really nice, Although
No, I talked
M81,
with Ronan at one of the
Marsoc kit was kind
the
of
Amped Expo.
irritating, but yeah.
Yeah, I talked to him at the Amped Expo, and he's a decent guy to talk to. He's real passionate about what he does and explains everything. He's got a thought process that works for his play style and everything like that. And I can't fault the guy for that at all.
I know Kaylee, you were talking about when Ronan was in charge of one of the DFE games. You felt like he wasn't a great fit for a lot of the command stuff you were hoping for.
I mean, I don't know. I find DFE to be a more casual event. Like, I'm not going to a Milsim West. I think that's the point of like going to DFE, is to not be at a Milsim West type of situation or scenario or something like that. So, I don't know. I just felt that when he was commanding and stuff, it was just annoying and overdramatic and frustrating at times. And every single time I would go back to respawn or something, he was like yelling at like just people or my group or just me directly, and just being like, come on guys, like if you've already respawned, like let's go. And for DFE, a lot of times you're just, when you go back to respawn, like you want to wait for the rest of your squad so you can all move out together. I think it's more efficient that way, and so everyone doesn't get broken up from each other, and then you never see each other again for the rest of the day. Like, what's the fun in that? Like, why am I paying a bunch of money to go to an event where I'm not even going to get to like airsoft with my buddies? So I just found it like annoying and just dumb. Like, I hate that kind of like side of airsoft sometimes, like where you want to go to a casual event, but then you have some person being really try-hardy, and I don't know him personally, so I don't want to make judgments on his character. That situation really bothered me at DFE. So
Do you know who I miss, Eric?
Who?
Balhack Chris, when he was our CO for Southern Syndicate Southern
Swamp
Syndicate.
Sniper. Yeah, he was super chill. Him and Austin. Austin was fucking fast as the RTO.
Was Austin the spicy guy?
Yeah.
He was great.
Yeah, he was fucking great. But no, I think, Kaylee, that's very fair. Like, the level of intensity that Paul approaches airsoft with is definitely not like a one-size-fits-all thing. Like,
it doesn't feel that way.
No, it's definitely
very
not
passionate about his hobby.
No, and that, I think that's a totally fair perspective, because at a certain point, tailoring your level of intensity to the level of intensity of the game does make a lot of sense. I think Paul is very used to dealing with like people who want that push, who want that intensity. So maybe that's where he's getting it from. But like, I can definitely see from your perspective, like at the same time, you're like, man, I just want to chill out. Like, this is not that serious of a game. DFE is like MSW light. Like, I just want to like have a fun time. And honestly, I had a lot of people criticize me at DFE. I think only Garrett and Lane were there for the EMR game. Weren't you guys?
No, I wasn't there.
The one that happened in July, it was super hot out.
Yeah.
I didn't play much of the first day because I got there late because of work, but yeah, I was there.
Yeah, I actually had people, Chris was telling me that some people were like, man, I fucking hate that E-House guy. He's always yelling at us. But like, I literally was just, I literally was just talking about normal voice, but like I was trying to, do my job, because at the commanders at DFE, if you don't know, are paid to be there. Like, you are expected.
I think some of it too could be that some airsofters that are used to going to casual open play at their local place, they're used to not necessarily having a command structure. With DFE's like the step up, but not quite the 2 or 3 steps that Milsim West is.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So for some people, it can be like, well, why is this guy telling me what to do? I just want to go out and like get kills, and they just don't realize that that's not how it is intended to work.
But I think Kaylee's perspective is still very valid here because, like, obviously Kaylee's not like a fucking scrub. Like, Kaylee goes to a lot of games. Kaylee does a lot of shit. I think that her perspective, though, is that DFE is not that serious of a game. You know what I mean? And I feel like there's like that balancing act. And I know from my own experiences doing Command, it can be very hard to strike that balance because you want to do a good job. You feel like I'm being fucking paid to be here. I'm expected to provide a good experience. I'm expected to make sure the games aren't totally one-sided. And when you've got someone like, fuck, I'll even say me, who like is kind of an intense person sometimes, that can really come off the wrong way. And it's something to watch out for. I think the feedback like Kaylee is providing of how you should tailor yourself to the different type of experience you're trying to provide is 100% something to look at. Like, that's something I have to consider if DFE asked me to do it again. Like, people were telling me I was too intense and I was being too loud and I was being too aggressive. Like, maybe I need to look at that and be like, okay, how much is this? You know, it's a balancing act.
Okay. We're
What
starting.
just happened?
I don't know. I think I lost your video, Kaylee, and I lost Lane's video. Lane, you still here?
Yeah, I see all of you guys. You guys hear me?
Yeah. Okay, you're
I
all
don't
back.
see anybody else.
I see
got
everyone
everybody back.
now.
Okay. I do think that it's kind of interesting what you brought up, Garrett, about it being kind of different from what people expect, because EMR is where I go for open plays. So being able to experience that in that kind of like, just going to do whatever you want, and in more of a more structured event, I'll say, than the other events that they host at EMR, it definitely felt different. And I can see where you're coming from with that, because I didn't see a lot of regulars that I typically see.
Well, and granted, I don't have a ton of leadership experience on this front either, so like I'm definitely not experienced. Like, Eric's led a number of different games before, and my only experience as far as like leadership is concerned is when we did the bank robber game at River City.
Yeah, but you did an amazing job. That was fucking great.
No, but I had people that were just like, I'm just gonna do whatever I want. I'm like, okay, whatever. I can't like tell you what to do, obviously.
And it's a River City game, so who gives a fuck?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
like, I wouldn't even say it. I wouldn't even say that it matters as much as the quality of the leadership, but just like the vibe at the field, if that makes sense. Because like the only thing that they do besides that is like Otherworld Milsim, which is pretty relaxed, and Bad Blood, which is a shit show, to put it kindly. So like I think that for some people, that might have just not been their thing, and they're trying it because hey, someone that does Milsim finally came to the Northeast. But like Milsim West isn't my thing, but like I respect it as a game and I see what they're doing. It's just not what I personally enjoy. So I mean that could have been the case with a lot of people at that event. It's just different than what we typically have up here. And it got significantly more people than the year before, if I remember correctly. Because I think the year before it was like 80 people.
No, the DFE in the Northeast last year had like 250 people, like 120 per side, pretty much perfectly.
Yeah, like I said, I think there was 80 people at the first one. So I mean, it's just different than what they typically get, and I think that's a larger amount of people than the other event promoters there.
I was pretty proud of the fact that DFE Citadel Retaliation was actually a hard fight for ERT, because the year before was a fucking shit show.
Yeah, well, both years were kind of interesting, because the first year was just Corey and I that went together. We went with Tim as well. I forgot about that. But this year it was nice having a bunch of people, even though I didn't play as much this year.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to when they come back. I'm hoping that fucking COVID-19 doesn't fuck it all up.
Hopefully, it won't be 100 degrees out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the other end of it too. Is it gets real hot.
Yeah, that was a brutal day. Like I got there at like 4 in the afternoon.
Dude,
so you guys have been playing for a while.
I just want you all to realize who Pay Me No Mind is. Pay me no mind is the dude who made the 6mm Valor Ward patches.
Okay.
TFE. That is fucking amazing.
That is legendary.
Oh
Well,
my god, I wear one of those on my plate carrier every fucking time I play now because it's fucking great.
Well, I know if they do it this year, we want to rep for Task Force Keg, and that's gonna be fun.
Oh no, you're just gonna get the actual like deployed to Iraq experience where it's really, really, really
Yeah.
fucking hot.
And then I'll just switch to my Spiritus Cry combo
Yeah.
at the end of it, just because I want to run something different. It's probably what's going to happen.
How can any of us complain when it's like, Kaylee, what's the average temperature of a game when you're out in the fucking desert, like 115 degrees or something ridiculous?
I mean, no, it's not that much, but it'll get up to, like, I don't know, maybe like 105 or something like that.
Yeah, but what's the humidity?
Yeah, like almost zero. So
Yeah, that feels like
dry.
it's 85 degrees then. Yeah. Whereas up here, it'll get to like 95, 100 degrees, and it'll be 80 to 90% humidity. It feels like
That's
120.
gross. Oh, it's so
Yeah.
bad.
The humidity definitely would make it worse. So there are some days, very rarely, where it'll get humid, and that's when it becomes really unbearable. So, yeah, I mean, you just wear a t-shirt and shorts or whatever, you're fine.
Yeah, that sounds doable. I couldn't do it, man. That's
So,
ugh.
a really interesting question that was just put in the chat for YouTube. Jack O'Neill SG1, who is in Europe, I gathered from some earlier comments of his. He said, talking event sizes, what are the biggest events that you have in the U.S. participants-wise? I have a feeling that you guys have smaller games than us, but cooler locations. I'd say that's fair, because like Europe gets some major 1,000+ person games.
Yeah,
Whereas-
I mean the largest MSW we did was, I think, Caspian Breakout.
Caspian Breakout, and that
was
was
600 and
600.
some odd people, but that's huge for MSW. Whereas like most average games for us, I think, are in the 300.
I would say anywhere from 200 to 400 is a reasonable expectation for most milsim event promoters in the U.S. And then you get into Bad Blood is like 1,000 people, but Bad Blood is just a giant open play.
Yeah,
So-
and it's not like when we say 1,000 people, we do literally mean 1,000 people. Because over in Europe, they'll have like 2,000 to 3,000 people.
Yeah, especially
Yeah, I
in
I think
Russia.
Bad Blood's
Oh my
7
God.
teams, so 200.
Huge games.
Yeah, the like Total War 5 or something like that, I think is what the event's called. It had 3,500 people.
Holy fuck! Can you
Like,
imagine
they
that,
had-
dude? that's an
Well, they-
entire like brigade.
Oh.
That's a
They
battalion
did-
plus of people. That's ridiculous.
Well, they had, and like people were showing up as the game had already started, just to be able to process everybody in. Like a couple, like maybe 1,000 people were already out playing while the next groups of people were
1,000
starting
people.
to come out. Yeah,
Good
it's crazy.
Lord.
They also have like insane numbers of vehicles too, so I'm
Yeah.
really jealous with that.
T-72s and shit. Fucking just
I feel
burnums
like that's where
everywhere.
Airsoft here really doesn't compare whatsoever, is that we like never have vehicles.
Someone brought up a
I'm
question
going to be
earlier
honest,
on
though.
Twitch.
I think vehicles and airsoft are kind of bullshit.
They are. Someone brought up a question on Twitch earlier. What are your guys' opinions on technicals and Humvees, which is a decent segue into that.
Yeah,
if they're
I'm gonna
done
say
right,
fuck technicals and Humvees.
well, okay, there you go. I mean, I think if they're done right, they can be fine and they can be good force multipliers.
How many
although if,
times can you count on your hand that they've been done right?
very few. it's not.
Yeah, no.
Because all of us, except for Kaylee, was at the fucking Emsato event last year at Battle of the Depot, and we all know how that fucking Pope Mobile looking technical with their gunner completely encased in Lexan was hanging. Fucking bullshit.
And every gunner who
Hated
wasn't
it.
encased in Lexan might as well have been.
Yeah.
No, they just rolled the window down a few inches and tucked their barrel out.
Oh yeah, exactly. Dude, I was furious. I was so angry, like, for the entirety of the time that I was having to face off against technicals. I'm sure you were having a great time, Garrett, because you were direct shotting people with chalk rounds. But
Yeah, but-
when I don't have a grenade
And at
launcher,
the same time,
Matt with his pirate gun.
at the same time, though, it seemed like every turn there was a vehicle, and I had to step up. Like
Yeah.
it's one thing if I'm integral to the squad and
Yeah.
I'm still able to use my rifle for most of it, and to just kind of like hang back and assess like where my distances are and things like that, because that's what being a good grenadier is about, is being able to judge distances all the time, constantly. But then it's like, oh, by the way, there's a vehicle right in front of you. Oh, great. Let me grab like 3 chalk rounds and just put them out real quick, because you know you're going to miss at least one.
Well, every 30 seconds when you have to pull out the big iron and turn into the fucking Arizona Ranger. Lane, I'm sure you enjoy that reference. It's just infuriating.
Here was the real problem with vehicles about the depot is Tan Team had very aggressive vehicles, and Green Team's vehicles very rarely left the spawn area.
Well, you had
absolutely.
You had that one team that I'm not going to name who had the fucking Jeep with the propane 50 cal on top that just fired it in the safe zone and never left.
Or a certain somebody who drove their unauthorized ATV around the field and then got one of our technicals taken out.
Yeah, we're not going to name.
Yeah, Green Team had a rough time with vehicles.
I feel like
Battle at the Depot.
That place just wasn't great for vehicles, because it was like, imagine
it's a lot of flat ground. I mean,
the area between buildings wasn't a lot, and every engagement was the same because it was just a bunch of rectangular buildings, and from one to the other it was like half of a city block.
But see, at the same time,
I think the Depot is a great location for events.
And they opened up the entire area that they promised it could have been.
Eric, you were at GZA when they did Black Hawk Down with the 2 Humvees, right?
Correct.
Okay. But see, I think that kind of has the opposite problem, where the vehicles don't have enough maneuverability.
Yeah, but even when the vehicles don't have enough maneuverability, the spots they can go, you're just fucked.
Yeah, that's true.
Because here's my problem with vehicles in airsoft games. Most airsoft players don't invest in grenades because not enough games have vehicles to justify them.
Yeah.
And even the games that do have vehicles, the people who are actually going to show up prepped with grenades are going to be in certain spots. And until those people get to where the vehicles are, those vehicles can just run roughshod on everybody. Because even if the gunners aren't invincible, they fucking pretend to be.
Oh, yeah.
I can count, if I had a penny for every gunner who hasn't called a hit while gunning for a technical, I would have enough money to replace all the fucking ammo I've wasted on technical gunners.
Yeah, that's fair. I didn't have that much of a problem with that at MSATO because I just kind of dumped
I've had a
all
problem
of the
with
BBs.
it every time there's been a technical at an airsoft game. People in vehicles think that they're invincible unless the vehicle gets hit with a grenade, because vehicle rules are about as consistent as AEG quality control.
That's
definitely a defining factor as well. The vehicle rules just seem to be very they're not enforced to the degree that like regular player rules are.
That's fair. I really do think the Strike Art Pyro would change that, though, because the second you start hitting fucking vehicles with, like, actual rockets, it's gonna definitely increase the hit calling.
See, I don't agree with that, because oftentimes when there's vehicles in play, they can only be taken out by foam or chalk. You're not allowed to run pyro at them.
It's dumb and stupid.
And that's the even more infuriating part, is that you need to run, like, this special snowflake bullshit projectile to take out vehicles. Like, no, fuck your vehicle. Like,
I love Taggins, though.
Yeah,
believe me, I do too. But not everyone wants to spend the money.
If you're going to run a vehicle at an airsoft game and you are not comfortable with a tag-in blowing up on it, don't run your fucking vehicle. Like that, I hate to say it, but that's my reality. If you only want Nerf footballs launched to your vehicle, don't run your fucking vehicle.
That's agreeable. Yeah. I still want to do that build that I've been planning on for a while, where it's literally just a potato gun that fires 5-pound bags of flour that I can fire at vehicles. Because
that would hurt.
It'd be great. If I could get it down, if I get it down to like 40 or 50 FPS and just aim for the car, that'd be amazing. I'd put a pig out of
50 FPS isn't even like throwing a baseball. That's like underhand throwing with the lightest touch.
Yeah, but with a 5-pound bag of flour, it's still gonna explode. It's
So
gonna
you know
be
what's
awesome.
occurring to me, Ian,
think
is
you'd
we've
be
been streaming
surprised.
for almost 2 hours. Should we keep this going or should we cut this short?
We should
We-
probably
How many
get
people are still
close to
watching?
being done.
We have 40
There's
people still watching.
34 people?
Yeah,
Or how many?
40, including
Oh,
Twitch.
damn.
That was more than when I saw it initially, like an hour and a half ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm down. I just need to get more booze because, like, I'm running low.
Yeah, we
My
can keep
cup
it going.
runneth empty.
So one thing that we can do is if people start just like getting off, I do plan on continuing this with a video game stream afterwards, and you guys can continue to watch.
God, boring.
Oh, are we playing more State of Decay?
We can play State of Decay, we can play Star Citizen, we can play pretty much whatever.
Damn.
All right, I'm gonna go get more
Stay okay.
alcohol.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to be on a little bit longer.
Okay.
What does
So
the
it's-
chat want? What games does the chat want?
Yeah.
Doom and Animal Crossing, probably.
I have neither of those games, but we can switch over to Twitch, and you can throw me your Prime sub so I can get those games. No, oh.
Modern
Quiplash.
Warfare, yeah. We should be playing frickin' Warzone, but you never want to play that.
I don't want to play Warzone. It's
You know,
fucking
I Warzone.
terrible.
I don't like
I love
Warzone.
It's not good.
really?
It's not
No.
good.
Why?
Battle Royale games aren't good.
The last thing I want is to have more tanky enemies. If I wanted tanky enemies, I'd go back to playing the Division.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
Time to Kill is pretty bad.
It's pretty
Um,
bad.
You pretty
Listen,
much
if
have
I
to
can-
expend the whole magazine.
That's
Good,
me
good.
judging you, Lane.
Yeah.
If I
Jared,
can dump
you think
8
that-
rounds into somebody with a PKM and they're still standing, I'll be furious.
Yeah, exactly. I already have enough troubles in core.
Although one thing I will
I would
say is
love
hardcore with the Odin is fucking hilarious. I don't know if you
Oh,
guys have
no.
played hardcore.
No, what's really
That's what I
fun
always
is hardcore with the Odin 12.7 on shipment.
Oh, it's so I've been playing hardcore. I was playing hardcore with Dan, and I was running the Odin, and I had like switched over from using the MP5, and it was just an immediate like, oh fuck, this thing one shots at any range. This is hilarious.
I think it's 12.7 by 55 millimeter.
Yeah, I'm pretty
is
sure
what
it's
the
based off.
cartridge uses.
Isn't it based off the Ash 12 or whatever the Russian?
It's the OTS. I'm gonna look it up because I want to remember now.
It's the 50 cal from Tarkov. That's all I know it from. Play a BR, play a good game. Yeah, you can either play a battle royale or you can play a decent game. That's pretty much it. Kaylee, I
Battle
can see
Royale's
the,
not that bad. It just has to be executed properly
it's
in order to make it like actually fun.
the issue is I don't have like a set group of people that I play video games with other than like you and Dan and the PlanetSide people. And I know you fucking hate PlanetSide, but that is a quality game. That is a good
How
Oh,
is
yeah.
that more quality than Warzone?
Ian, you are right. It's the ASH 12.7.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, I love Russia's style of, like, armor-piercing ammo. They're like, well, we can keep it subsonic. We're just gonna make them round fucking enormous. Because it's, what, like a 600 or 700 grain round?
Higher.
900?
They have 744. They have 911 and 1,173.
Oh my god. That's fucking ridiculous.
And all of those are subsonic.
Oh, that's amazing. Dude, that 1,100 grain, that almost 1,200 grain must be like... Wait, grain round. Yeah, there we go. That's gotta be so fucking heavy just with the overall case loading. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm trying to find information on it, but it's really tough. Because like a lot of it's like, this is what the core weighs. This is what this weighs. They have a duplex
just to
round.
spite the dude who tried to call me out for having a girly drink, I made him another fucking espresso martini.
Oh my god.
They're good. I mean, I don't help your case that much, but they are good.
Yeah.
Listen, just try making one, and then if you still think it's girly and horrible, then fine, but you will be convinced.
I can't really say anything because I will mix like my fucking like I'll just mix like gin with it's like an energy supplement like a dragon fruit energy supplement, so it's just like all girly tasting but still gets me trashed. Yeah, man.
Dude,
Oh yeah.
If
I
anyone
just like
has any
good
questions,
drinks. I don't care if they're girly or manly or whatever.
yeah, like mojitos, like they're fine.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll
Does it get
I'll
you drunk?
back up
That's what matters.
straight Isla whiskey with a fucking espresso martini. I don't give a fuck.
Hell yeah, man. Drinks have no gender.
Mm-hmm.
And the only people that call them out are the dudes that'll drink like PBR just like as their favorite drink.
Yeah, that's my favorite. You like girly drinks? I only drink like beer, and it's like cool,
Keystone
man.
Light.
Do you want some fucking?
Natty Ice.
You can call me out on liking girly drinks when you unironically like Octomore. If you don't even know what Octomore is and you don't like it, then you can not tell me anything about.
You can
what
go
drinks
ahead and
I
fuck
like.
right off. Like I don't want to hear that.
Exactly.
When you enjoy the most heavily peated whiskey in parts per million on the fucking planet, that will put hair
thank
on
you
your
for
eyeballs.
that,
That is.
And Stuart Robertson says, I wasn't casting any aspersions, Eric. I was just making observations. I love margaritas and Katy Perry. Honestly, man, like, as far as I'm concerned, all this here is, like, just shitpost banter. So, like, if you're worried I'm actually offended, I'm not. I just fucking love, like, this type of verbal shitposting banter. It's
Oh yeah,
my
dude.
favorite.
I mean, I will drink Octomore while also drinking that fucking like girly drink, and then right after that, go ahead and listen to like Unholy Grave Birth, followed by the
I will
Macrocosm,
100
followed by
Here's the
Die
thing,
Young by Kesha.
I will 100% make fun of people's like things that they like, and
Yeah.
I expect that they make fun of the things I like in return. Like that's
Oh,
how
yeah.
it should be. God damn it.
Exactly. Like I unironically believe that Die Young is excellent go to war music, and that's because it is. And if you don't think so, then go fuck yourself. But I don't know, man. It just comes down to the individual's taste. Anyway, I know that some people are. I mean, we can keep going, but if anyone has questions in the chat, feel free to hit me up because we're kind of running out of topics fast.
Have you ever had someone make fun of you for a girly drink in person? I mean, probably not Eric because he's a Mongoloid, but
Honestly, I'll drink just about anything because I'm a fucking heathen. So not really. No.
yeah, one of my
Okay,
Lane?
we're good. We got you.
I had one person make fun of me, and it was exactly the guy you just described. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna get PBR."
We might have lost Lane. Yeah, he'll be back. Actually, it looked like he was getting up, so he might have had to go do something. I don't know. But yeah, no.
But someone
exactly.
made fun of you, Garrett, and they just liked PBR.
Yeah, because I was drinking like Merlot or something like that. He's like, "Oh, a girly drink." I'm like, and I was like, "What are you drinking?" He's drinking between Natty and Corona with lime. I was like,
Enjoy your
Okay,
flavored water,
yeah.
bro.
Enjoy piss water."
Uh,
All right, I think I'm gonna get off though.
I think we should.
That's the end
I
of
think
that.
I think we should continue this party in the Discord chat for people who like. Yeah, no, straight up. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut the stream short, but if you want to like hop in the voice chat and like verbally shitpost with us, I'm gonna be in the fucking Discord chat. And Scrotum McBoogerballs, what did I think of the 1.5 song Acacia Strain EP? Which one, D or E? Because both of them are fucking sick as fuck. Just saying.
Damn.
But anyway, if you want to talk more about the Acacia Strain or just do anything, join the Discord that I just posted the link to, and we will have a post-stream Discord party, and it's going to be a good fucking time.
Yeah, this is gonna be a fucking shit show.
Dude,
I can
you do your video game stream, do whatever. I don't go fuck. I'm going to get drunk with the Discord people, and it's going to be a good time.
All right. Well,
I'm gonna go play old man and go to bed.
okay, Garrett, you
Lame.
old
Anyway.
fuck. Anyway, take it easy, guys. I will. Well, actually, take it easy, Garrett and Eric. I'm gonna transition this over to the video game side of things, and yeah.
Lame. Actually, you should end this stream so that this podcast stands on its own, and then start the video game stream.
Oh yeah, totally. We'll be transitioning over at the Twitch channel. That's
All right. That's
twitch.tv
perfect.
/
Yeah.
Ian
That's
Gun
perfect.
Gamers. Yep. So yeah,
All right.
for anybody who wants to stick around, I'll see you there. But guys, podcast number 8 or 9. Either
I
way.
don't know.
Something like that.
Number one, as far as YouTube people are concerned, because I'm such a
I
lazy
bet.
piece of shit.
That is
Yeah.
true. Oh well, Lane, you joined us right at the end. But
Ooh.
anyway,
Such is life.
Lane, get in the Gun Gamers Discord and get drunk with me.
Send me an invite.
Dude, I've been posting it in
Good
the
Lord,
fucking chat this whole time, but I'll send it to you on Facebook too.
All right.
That works for me.
All right.
Well, Gun Gamers Podcast. Take it easy, y'all.
Love you guys. Bye.
Peace.